What's up, YouTube? Today we have a special gift from the Pokemon Company themselves. They sent me 150 Pokemon Go codes to put online and kind of show you guys what the set's all about. I know I've been out of town and I haven't really had a chance to do a set review and all that stuff from my perspective, so I figured that this would be a good chance for us to open these packs together and talk about some of the more impactful cards as we're going. I will be making a buy list sometime this weekend, so keep your eyes out for that. I'm sorry that I have not been on top of things. I've still been dealing with everything from the past weekend and general exhaustion. Like, my body has not been this tired in a long time, and today's like the first day I feel like a real human again. You guys might be able to hear it in my voice. So let's jump right into these Pokemon Go cards. This is a cool little mini set that will be legal for the World Championships. There will be cards that are impactful, actually, I think, for the game as a whole. So let's look at some of these cards as we go. I don't think Onyx does anything. This Magikarp does do something. This Raging Fin attack for a double colorless energy does 10 plus 30 for each Magikarp and Gyarados in your discard pile, which means you can cap out if you are using the Magikarp at 220 damage, but if the Magikarp is in your discard pile and you're using the Ditto, you can cap it out at 250, which is pretty good for a DTE. With a Choice Belt, that's 280, you're one-shotting most V-Stars in the game. The problem is how easily can you pull this combo off. I do think that some of these other cards are not as great. This Blanchet card is a new supporter. Draw 2 cards if you drew any cards this way. Attach a water, so nothing great here. This Pikachu is adorable, but does not provide us with any real playability. The key cards in here that I want to show you guys that are the Radiant Pokemon and some of the items in this set. Oh, that's a cool card too. Okay, so we have, there's a lot of like get an item and put it in your hand kind of effects here. Which I think are pretty cool. This Ambipom is not terrible because it has Primate Dexterity, which means if there's any damage being done to it, you flip a coin. If heads, prevent all of that damage. So a very cool effect there. A new Eevee as well that's good for control, I guess, but I think the other Eevee in the last set was much better. A new Rare Candy art. And an Egg Incubator. So Egg Incubator. Flip a coin if heads, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it on your bench, and shuffle your deck. If tails, put it on the bottom of your deck instead of your discard pile. So this could be like a pseudo battle VIP pass. It's like a mid-range card for decks that kind of want to just get basics in play very frequently. I don't know if this is actually better than a lot of cards, but it could be good. This Solrock, however, is a very cool card. Once during your turn, you may attach a Psychic Energy from your discard pile to one of your Lunatone, and when Lunatone shows up, I'll show you guys why that's pretty cool. Articuno says your basic water-type Pokemon do 10 more damage to your opponent's active, so it's like an overall plus power, so this card can fit into decks like Palkia very easily, just upping Palkia's damage a little bit further because Palkia sometimes is 10 damage short of getting to those one-shots, so it becomes a significant number in like mirror matches and stuff like that in general. We also have Spark, which is the same thing for a Lightning-type Pokemon, which is still not very good. The Sylveon, which is very mediocre. And here is a Mewtwo V-Star. This is one of the cool cards that I wanted to talk about. A Psychic and Colorless. You discard up to 3 Psychic energy from your Pokemon. This does 90 for each energy you discard this way. Now, how are we accelerating energies to the board? Well, we have that cool Solrock we saw earlier, so we can see the Lunatone in a second too. Maxing at 270 is pretty good because Choice Belt gets us to 300, plus Zigzagoon and other ping modifiers can get us further. 2 energies is a very like a low energy cost to kind of get things done. Star Raid does 120 to each your opponent Pokemon V, which is very mediocre because it just kind of softens stuff up, but I don't hate that V-Star at all. If you're playing it with like a Psychic type deck in general, you could maybe play like Shadow Rider or something else that's just better across the board. We see the Barrel here that has, as long as Pokemon's on your bench, cards in your deck cannot be discarded by effects of your opponent's attacks, abilities, item cards, or supporter. So kind of cool and expanded, but besides that, not really great. Dragonite V is very mediocre as well. There's another Dragonite V that already does better things for the same energy cost, but this guy is just a very cool art, at least to talk about. The card itself is not very, doesn't impress me in any shape, way, or form. This Glossopod does have First Impression. I think this guy has, yeah, it's the same thing. Like Wimp Out is now Punk Out if you have no V in Pokemon. So the card itself is like not spectacular. I think like the First Impression Glossopod is very okay, is how I'd put it. Oh, there are the 2 cards that I wanted to talk about, actually. This Slowbro is one of the coolest cards coming out of the set that I'm going to personally try to make work with the Twilight Inspiration attack. For double colors, you can only use this attack if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining. Take 2 prize cards. Pretty simple. You just kind of cheese out 2 prize cards in the game. And then you have Lunatone, which has Moon Kinesis, just 30 damage for each Psychic attached to this Pokemon, but the Solrock attaching the energies to the Lunatone gives you a way to accelerate the energies to kind of use your Mewtwo. And then the Charizard has a ability that gives you 2 fires at a time, which is not spectacular by any means, but it could be something if you're playing some form of a fire deck. There is another cool card that I wanted to talk about, the Pokestop. Once during each player's turn, the player may discard 3 cards from the top of their deck. If a player discards any items, put those items into your hand. So Pokestop is a card that's going to help us with a lot of these turbo engines, or even decks that generally don't really care about discarding too many resources and playing the game in their own way. We're just going to start opening these. I think we've covered most of the important cards already. The Radiant Pokemon are the most important cards, and then I think Dragonite V-Star is the other one. This set is a very small set. I think it's like 70 cards. I guess I can just click on one of these and look. Yeah, 78 cards, so it's a very small mini set. Conkeldurr V is another card. This card is just not good, so we're going to ignore it and keep going. But the set is very small, so there's like not too much crazy coming out of this new set. You just got to keep in mind that there are some cards that can do impact, like this Lure Module. Reveal the top 3 all Pokemon you find there, and then shuffle the rest in. So if you're playing a deck that's Pokemon heavy, like maybe Zoroark Box, maybe you're playing something like a Mad Party deck, even this Magikarp deck, where you need to get those Pokemon into your hand, playing something like the Lure Module can fetch you a very important piece that you were missing. Especially if you're playing a deck that requires a lot of pitch and discard and just start moving through your deck very quickly. It can be the 1-card answer you need to kind of get the board set up. And now, I don't know how often Radiants are pulled. If it's like any previous set, Radiants are pulled very frequently. We only need 1 of each. So I thought this was the Radiant Venusaur for a second, but it was not. We got baited. We just got baited by a regular Venusaur. How depressing. Let's see what else is going on in these packs. Another Slowbro, the Tyranitar. Let's see what Smoltres does. It does just Fire-type Pokemon do 10 more. And I think the Zapdos is probably following the same exact pattern here. A lot of these cards, I think, are affecting 3 Tri-types and then going from there. Another Mewtwo V-Star, which, I mean, I'm not complaining about. I think if I wanted to play Mewtwo, I'd need a 4-3 line anyway. So it's one of those decks that we can try out sometime this week once I'm ready to get back to playing into Pokemon. This Blastoise is very cool as well. Once during your turn, search your deck for up to 6 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. If you use this ability, your turn ends. So it's a very cool, just like get my board going ability, and then your turn ends. But obviously that's not, it's on a stage 2 and it also just ends your turn. So it's like really not that amazing in general. So there's a Zapdos. It does do 10 more for your Lightning. Like your Lightnings do 10 more damage. I don't know if that's really relevant because like if we're playing Lightning, we're probably playing like a single type box, and having bench types space is really difficult. There is a Melmetal V as well, which is not super amazing. Let's kind of speed run these packs if we can. The PTC Geo pack opening animation takes forever, so we are kind of going through it one at a time. The Magikarp Gyarados deck is one of the more funnier decks to come out of this expansion. And it is something that you guys can definitely try on your own. It's probably going to be very budget, and it'll probably be very fun to play, especially if we can pull some Dittos. I don't know how we're supposed to know if we pull Dittos, because they're supposed to be at like the back of some of these cards, I think, right? Like, I think some of these cards are supposed to randomly be Dittos. So how does that work online? Am I just going to like look at my collection and some of these cards are Dittos? Is that like what's going to happen? Or do I just never get to pull a Ditto? Is that the gimmick here? I guess we'll just find out. There's a Block Snorlax that's back with no retreat if a Pokemon's in the active spot, so that does leave up the potential for a control-style deck to reappear in the format. I mean, we saw Sanders' Mewtwo V-Union deck, so maybe there's something that can utilize it with a similar nature. Like if there's one person or one player that can kind of put it together, it is Sander Wartrick, the control genius. Okay, so there is Ditto. Ditto is one of the cooler cards in the set as well. This card can use any attacks of basic Pokemon in your discard pile, except for a rule box. So this can copy basically like your Magikarp's other, like single prize attackers. Like you become a single prize box deck using this guy. But the key with the single prize box decks is that they thrive off of hitting for weakness. So maybe as a whole, it's not the greatest to have because you really want to be able to utilize it in a way that punishes your opponent. This card is also really bad. He's a very funny looking guy, but he's just super, super bad. But you want to be able to utilize your attacks in a way that you hit for weakness in these single prize box decks. So having a card like this that doesn't really activate any of your weaknesses, just does a ton of damage, is probably not the best. Unless you're doing the Magikarp deck like we talked about. We are digging for these Radiant cards. By the way, if you guys are buying your Pokemon Go cards, and you are willing to support the channel. I know I should have done this way earlier. I'm really bad at it. I do have a TCG Player affiliate link down in the comments below. Please feel free to use it to support me. It does not give you any discounts or anything, unfortunately, but it does support the channel. All proceeds from that will go straight back into the channel, as well as using Dragon Shield down below if you want to buy any Dragon Shields prior to Worlds or to sleeve up any of your new cards. I'm really bad at shilling myself in my product, so bear with me, guys. I'm not used to it. But I would just really appreciate it if you guys supported me. You don't have to. You honestly don't have to, but it would be really cool. I'll be buying my Pokemon Go cards sometime this weekend as well, just to get it out of the way. Maybe I can wait a little bit till Worlds, but I'm going to go ahead and make a buy list at the very least. There is our first Radiant Venusaur Sunny Bloom. At the end of your turn, you may use this ability, draw cards until you have 4 in your hand. So this kind of encourages a lot of these, like, go ham, get to a low hand size decks, and then let the Venusaur kind of fill up your hand for you. This is obviously countered by Path to the Peak because Path stops the ability, but I think nonetheless it is one of the cooler abilities of the Radiance. Arguably, I think it is the worst, however, out of the 3 after reading all 3. We just got to get to the other 2. And if we don't, I'll just pull them up for you guys. We're only 50 packs deep. Only 1 Radiant is a little bit concerning. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Maybe they made Radiance hard to pull in general, or I'm just really, really bad at this. I mean, either of those things is very true. I'm not the best at opening packs. I wish there was a way to skip the animation like in Hearthstone. Just like slam the spacebar or something. Just... Okay, no, you can't do that. I was thinking maybe we just speed run our way to the bottom of the... like the pack. Okay, a lot of repeats. The set is very small, obviously, so I think if you want to buy cards, I think buying like maybe 1 or 2 packs to open or 1 or 2 boxes to open just for your personal satisfaction, and then cracking the big, or just buying singles is probably the correct route here. There's another Radiant Venusaur. We only need 1 Radiant Pokemon because we cannot play more than 1 of any other Radiants. So there's a 3rd Mewtwo V-Star, though. That's pretty awesome, actually, because... that is probably the chase card in the set for me, at least, other than the Radiance. I wanted to get 1 Radiant Charizard and at least, 2 or 3 Mewtwo V-Stars to put myself in a good spot. I got all my Pokestops, I'm pretty sure. I got all my Pokelures, I'm pretty sure. I got, I think, at least 3 Conkeldurr at this point. Only 1 Ditto, though, so that's a little bit disheartening because I want to make some more moves with the Ditto. Melmetal VMAX is also one of the poorer cards in this set because it has a cap on how many extra metals can be on it. If you had like an unlimited cap maybe, and you had like an unlimited damage amount potential with the card, there's maybe a world where it could be decent, but I think when there is a limit on your damage, you automatically become a worse card. Back-to-back Melmetal VMAXs, I guess I spoke his name and he showed up twice. So maybe we should just keep saying Radiant Charizard over and over again, because that is one of the cards I really want to show off to you guys. Radiant Charizard is probably the coolest Radiant in this set. It is my personal favorite out of all the 3 of the trio of starters here. Even though I was a Blastoise boy when I played the TCG, or not the TCG, the video game. I didn't start with Gen 1 either, though. I was a Gen 2 kid. I came in with Gold Silver, and then I went backwards to play Red Blue, and then... Gen 3 was the one where, like, I was old enough to, like, read, basically, or, like, understand what was going on, so Gen 3 was the one where I played significantly more. I think I played Ruby and Sapphire all the way through completion, and then I also played Emerald all the way through completion. I think I had, like, a gajillion hours in Emerald because of the contests and stuff like that, and the Battle Frontier. So, let me know in the comments. It's a very random tangent of what gen you came in with, and what is your most nostalgic, I guess, like, Pokemon memory. Because I love hearing about people's like stories and how they got into the game, all that kind of stuff. So it would mean a ton if you guys could do that. But we're just looking for Radiance at this point. Like we've covered every card in this set. And I think there's a 2nd Ditto. I think we're just looking. We're just looking for these Radiant Pokemon. You know how sad it would be if I open 150 packs and I don't open Radiant Pokemon? Like, I think I'd be probably very, very sad because I have to go trade for them. And people are over here like, well, they're probably going to charge a gajillion packs because it's release day. And I want to make decks and play some Pokemon today. How many we put? 5 like Alolan Gigators? I wish that card was good. It's just unfortunately really, really bad. Same with these supporters, the Blanchet Spark and I forget the last one, but they're all just like very mediocre. And I'm just like, why? Like, why even print these guys? But I guess they get really cool full arts in the promo boxes, so that's like one reason to print them, because they can get full arts. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. There's a Soul Rock again. I think I've pulled 4 Rev Soul Rocks. I guess I'll be using my Rev Soul Rocks when I get to build this Soul Rock Lunatic. It's Candela. There's a gold lure module. Okay, we got some bling in this collection. In my account that I had to remake because of unfortunate Pokemon TCG Live circumstances. So I do have everything back on this account. I poured a good bit of money. There's Slaking. It is a newer card. Kind of lazy is a terrible ability. And yeah, I mean, that card is just bad. Like, it's like with these mini sets, usually there isn't many playable cards. But if you guys found like a hidden gem, for example, Azul did end up winning the North American International Championships with the Flying Pikachu VMAX that was featured in the Celebration set. So you can always find some gems. That is my 4th Ditto, which means now we are set on my playset there. Okie dokie. Come on, come on. Where's my good guys? Another egg incubator. So if you're buying this in real life, you probably don't need more than like 25 or 30 packs to get everything you need, besides the Mewtwo V-Stars or V-Maxes and the Radiance. I would just buy the Radiance. Oh, gold egg incubator. That's exactly what I needed. Not the Radiant Charizard or the Radiant Stoice. Okay. We're being baited. I think I'm being trolled, dude. I'm down to 65 packs. I have to be being trolled, I think, at this point. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I wish there was a mass open button so I could just hit mass open and just see what the polls are at the end now. Because we have gotten everything. Oh, there's a full art Alolan Executor. This might be my first master set. I'm just kidding. I'll never pull the Radiance. It's okay. Back on the old my old TCGO account before I migrated, I had like I think Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Triumphant, and Undaunted completed, and I remember I was very proud of those facts. There it is, Radiant Blastoise, a Pump Shot. You may discard a water during your hand to do the ability, and then 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I think this is a very cool ability as well, and that has Tarantula Cannon, which is 170, which is a very cool attack as well. So this is kind of a cool damage modifier to help supplement the early game for you, especially in a deck that can play with waters in the discard. Something like Palkia, something that can just accelerate heavy waters, like maybe you're playing the single prize Crabbe deck, for example. We're using Crab and Inteleon to kind of just like get damage going, so maybe getting that damage counters into the discard or getting the damage counters onto the board helps you use the Crabominable much better, and just simply set up the numbers significantly better for you with everything going on. So having an ability like that is very cool. Yeah, I think it's a very cool one. I think Venusaur and Blastoise are both under, or like I don't think they're, yeah. I think it's a tie between which one I like or dislike the most or whatever. But I think Venusaur probably is the worst just because you're never ever going to like a 0 card hand consistently. I think there's always a word where you're gonna have like 1 or 2 cards in your hand, and so the value of a bench spot is not worth 2 cards. Especially if you're playing a deck where, like, I mean, I feel like every deck will have a contingency plan. Like, you can't just rely on this Venusaur to bail you out every time. So I think it's significantly worse than this Stoice that can be used in multiple situations. Or even, like, in a single prize deck or something that can just play water energies to get that extra 2 damage counters. Because I think 2 damage counters is the make or break in this format, actually. I think everything is very, like, tight numbers. So having that kind of a card is very, very strong. Yeah, so now we're just going. We're chugging last 50 packs, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you are, please do consider subscribing. It would mean a ton to me. We are on our road to 5K, and I'm hoping that it is a quick road because, I mean, the new season is going to pick up soon, and we're going to have to see kind of where everyone's heads are at when we are moving towards Worlds Invites or whatever the structure may be. And I will be headed to the World Championships this year in London. So please, please, please cheer me on. Hey, a Full Art Professor's Research. It's Willow. So we've got more researches. I can play one of each different Full Art Research in my deck, which would be kind of cute. There's a Dragonite V-Star. We haven't talked about this guy yet. He has a really cool V-Star Power, which is an attack. Look at the top 12. Attach all water and lightning to your Pokemon any way you like. Now, the problem with that is it is an attack, not an ability. I think if it was an ability, it'd be really, really playable. I don't think it'd be OP or anything by any means. I think it'd be very playable. But I think because it is an attack, that the card itself is very mediocre because it's just a really bad attack. There's another Melmetal. We are just looking for one Radiant Zard. I think everything else I wanted on my wish list for this set has already been, come true. Three Mewtwo's seems pretty good. I can't complain too much. Was that our first real Melmetal V? I think we pulled 3 full arts probably, at this point at least. There's another Radiant Venusaur. That makes it our 3rd. This guy just keeps showing up. Maybe because I called him bad. Maybe I shouldn't have called him bad. Full art slacking. I probably should have been nicer to this guy. And maybe he'd stop showing up to spite me. Mini sets are cool too, because like you don't actually need to open as many packs as I'm opening. I was just gifted these packs by the Pokemon Company International. So I figured I might as well use them to open some cards. But for the most part, I don't typically need to open as many as I do. It's not like Astral Radiance or something where like one card will be valued so heavily that you need to spend tons of packs on it. There's a 4th Radiant Venusaur. Oh my god, we are not having it today. That is a lot of Venusaurs. I want to see what the most of one card we pulled from this is as we're just going, because we've just been opening. So I want to see what kind of crazy card maybe we pulled a ton of. Right now in the video, in the comments, make your guess. What do you think is the most pulled card out of our 150 packs? We have 30 packs to go. Make the right guess, and I have nothing to give you because these are locked packs, unfortunately. If these were not locked, I would be giving away every extra that I pulled, including the Conkeldurs. But unfortunately, they are locked, guys, so I can't really do anything for anyone. But I can give you good decks. I can make Pokemon decks. That's like literally all I'm good for. I can make Pokemon cards. I've just been rambling for like 20-something minutes now. You guys are crazy for even being here still. Do you guys really like pack openings that much? If you're still here? I do appreciate everyone who's hanging out because, well, I mean, this is something. This is absolutely something. So we are just booking it. We are booking it through our packs real quick. There are more Slakings. All we need is one Radiant Zard. Please, 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 please. I am begging. I am begging the pack gods to give me one Radiant Zard on my way out. It'll also be interesting to see how this set impacts us for the World Championships. You will see me trying to find some new ideas, as well as my amazingly busted testing group. So, yes! Yes, we got there. We did it. I'm so happy. Radiant Charizard has Excited Heart. This ability says your Pokemon's attacks cost 1 less colors for each prize card your opponent's taken, and the attack is 1 fire and 4 colors for Combustion Blast. So this guy becomes very useful as soon as your opponent's taken 3 prize cards, because you can go attach E-Switch onto this guy or attach Magma Basin, and 250 damage is nothing to scoff at. Like, this is something where you can just blow something out of the water. You can really put a ton of pressure on your opponents, and, well, I mean, I just can't explain in words, like, how crazy, like, strong that kind of an attack could be, like, to swing an entire game. Like, if you were able to produce a Charizard out of nowhere and do 250 out of nowhere, like, it's the equivalent of, like, it's just a much easier baby Moltres to execute, especially with your Choice Belt being able to one-shot any V-Star in the game without, if they don't have, obviously, like a big charm or something. But you can basically just scrap that off, or, yeah. We've pulled a lot of Conkeldurr. I really don't like this Pokemon. I wonder who at, like, Pokemon was like, I'm a huge Conkeldurr fan. Okay. Well, I pulled everything I want from this set, actually. I think I guess I need, like, 2 more Mewtwo Vs if, like, I'm really asking for something. Oh, I guess a Mewtwo V-Star is cool too. We'll go to 4. Play set of Mewtwo V-Stars. Can't complain too much. Just gotta pull the little guy now. The Gyarados Magikarp deck is another cool deck out of this set, like I mentioned already a couple times. And the Slowking is a very cool card as well. And that card will hopefully make its way into Tier 1, or I guess Tier 2 decks, because you are playing from behind a lot of the time. There's no way that goes into a Tier 1 deck. So let's see what we can get in these last 10 packs. Hopefully we can pull something that kind of changes our luck around a little bit. I mean, honestly, our luck has been great. We got everything we needed. I can't complain, actually. Imagine if I didn't get that Zard. I'd probably be really sad, guys. I'd probably be really, really sad if I didn't get that Zard. Rahul in shambles, actually. Last 6 packs. I hope you guys are sending some luck for the little baby Mewtwo Vs at this point. That's literally all we're looking for, I think. I don't think any other card is like really useful for us here. With, yeah. Okay. We are coming to a close here. I'm going to do my outro as we're doing these last couple packs. So if you guys are enjoying the content, please like, please subscribe. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this content as always. And thank you for, supporting me in everything I do, guys. I really, it's all because of you guys. I do it for you guys. I do it because I love doing this. And I can't ever complain about it. And so with that, that is my last pack. Let's see how many of each we pulled. Let's do most to least. It has to be a Pokemon Go card. Nope. Apparently I have 59 Cricketoons. That's a lot of Cricketoons. We pulled 50 Bulbasaurs. That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright. Thank you guys for watching as always. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you guys for a buy list video, hopefully coming up soon.